to part two on things I wish I knew when I was 18. And this particular episode is the codex, if you will, for women, right? The feminine power of mystery and having true influence. So I don't have a daughter, but if I had a daughter, this is the advice I would give her. So, ladies, listen closely. Okay. Let's start with the foundation. Real beauty, it doesn't scream, it whispers. Okay. The most powerful women in history were not loud, but they were magnetic, and they didn't have to chase attention, they just commanded it. So, your eyes are the first invitation. Okay. Soft, slow glances that can signal interest without aggression. It has to be subtle. I know a lot of women, just like men, have egos, and sometimes they do this the 90-mile death stare straight ahead, and they're trying really hard to look through the peripheral visions. So, just to save dignity, if you will. But ladies, we're born with dignity. You can subtly show interest, and then just glance away quickly. So again, quick eye contact, a slight smile, and then just glance away, right? Keep him guessing, keep him on his toes. That's how you're going to reel him in, right? That's the classic ancient sign of feminine allure, okay? Staring too hard, in my opinion, when you're like, for lack of a better word, an alpha woman, whatever that is, that signals dominance. And that flips the polarity and that repels masculine energy. Okay. So it doesn't mean you don't have the right to be empowered, but understand you're not trying to dominate the situation here. You're trying to find equilibrium, balance. The eyes open the gate to pursuit. So let him chase. It doesn't open the gate to possession. Okay. So what else can we talk about? Your elegance, your posture. So very similar to the men, just have a straight spine, soft shoulders, chin level, if you will, not too cocky, not too submissive. Your movements should flow, not jerk. So think of a runway model. A woman who moves with intention, that she'll signal grace, not desperation. Think of it this way: still water invites the deepest dives. So another, I guess, piece of advice to give you is your voice, your tone. Have a slightly lower voice, calmer tone, because what this does subconsciously to a man, it signals maturity and sensuality. When you have a high pitched or a shrill tone, that, at least to myself, signals immaturity. And subconsciously, that's repelling serious mates, if you will, serious men. So speak with warmth, not volume. The whisper bends the ear closer, and the screams drive men away. So take that with a grain of salt. Another thing too would be the power of modesty. So let me tell you why being too sexual too soon can backfire. So let's just start with some evolutionary concepts. Number one, men are biologically or evolutionary wired, if you will, to value fertility and loyalty. So overexposing yourself, that triggers a subconscious fear, right? So think of it this way. What a man is thinking is, if she shows herself to everyone, will she just choose me alone? So being a little mysterious and leaving things to the imagination, it's not weakness. It's a survival, strategy or energy, if you will. It pulls without giving anything away. So showing a little modesty isn't about shame. It's about strategy. You can, just like the battlefield, if you want to Sun Tzu this as well, you can choose the time and the place where you choose to reveal a little more and a little more, a little more, right? You have to learn the art of seduction, if you will, right? You have to lure him in slowly, not give away all the cash and prizes, that's before the game even starts. So another thing, um, attraction. So don't mistake attraction for attention. Attraction is not attention. What do I mean by that? Um, let's go back to social media, right? Attention is cheap there. Anyone can get it with skin in shock. So any sexy picture with lingerie on the beach with, the booty shorts, and then you post that on your social media, that's what they call in professional wrestling cheap heat. But attraction is sacred, and it grows from respect and admiration and trust. So attention without respect, that's fleeting. And attraction built on mystery, that's immortal, right? Think of it in this analogy. A flame that burns too bright burns out, but a fire that smolders, it maybe smolders unseen, but it'll last through the entire night. Okay? So subtle cues, I think most of you do this subconsciously, but gentle touch to the hair that, I guess, displays for you guys a symbol of grooming and comfort, and then you're comfortable with the person you're talking to. Also, let's see, tilting the head while listening or when listening to the person you're talking to speak. That signals femininity, a softness, and approachability. Okay, and these things are not weak in themselves; they're empowering as well. It's just a polarity, if you will. Also, crossing legs slowly while seated. Right, this displays sort of a natural gesture of elegance and comfort. And also, very important, slow and meaningful smiles, right? Again, those feel rare and they're sacred and they're not cheapened by overuse. So when you're smiling constantly and you're just, I know a lot of people out there are naturally like this, and that's fine. But I think intuitively, most people can pick up on that. But we also pick up when it's fake or it's overdone or just fabricated, if you will. So don't cheapen that. So final piece of advice for women: you were not made to beg for attention. You were made to awaken a hunger in the heart of kings, if you will. So master your mystery, master your elegance, and master your fire, and then let them earn it. So that's my advice for you guys. Not that you need much. Most of you are pretty smart out there. And like always, remember to lift more, eat more, rest more, love more, and hate less. Have a great day.